We're here today at the Junior Dialogue debate concerning the Gauteng 2055 discussion document. We all get so caught up in planning our own lives that we forget that all of us together are interconnected. We all together form our city, our province, and our country. And therefore this is very important that all of us together, besides planning our own futures, need to plan our collective futures.
In 2055, I'm most probably going to be 60 years old.
2055, I'm going to be 62 years old.
I'm going to have lived a legacy as an occupational therapist.
I'm going to be a chartered accountant, having my own firm.
And I'm going to make sure that my children also go out there and make a difference. So I'm going to contribute to South Africa's development.
Planning helps us to put logistics together in terms of financial resources, natural resources, and human resources into perspective. And this is what G2055 is all about.
In 2005, the Premier announced the plan to build an integrated, globally competitive city vision, calling for the establishment of a shared vision and strategy. Well, if in 2005 those was implemented, by 2012 something would have happened, isn't that so?
The key challenge remains the high level of youth unemployment, with youth aged from 24 to 35 to 34 years representing 65% of the unemployed.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been 18 years and they tell us that they need more time. 18 years.
In Gauteng, not many people want to be writers, so I'm taking the challenge to open up a writers club.
2 years later, initiatives such as the NYDA, which is the National Youth Development Agency, has managed to decrease this rate from 65% to 59.3%, which is a 6% decrease, ladies and gentlemen.
Corruption and the abuse of entrusted power for private benefit is a practice that many South Africans continue to associate with. It is this kind of economic inequality that will hinder this Gauteng provincial government from delivering services more efficient for all in the next 10 years to come.
What we lack as young South Africans is the mind that says we are the ones who are supposed to do this, not the government.
2055, an HIV-free generation would have been achieved by then. Drugs for HIV and AIDS will be issued over the counter, and I will be an old lady using a flying car.
We need to start putting rules like we have in China, that there must be a limit, that people just cannot give birth to 5 kids like that.
I will be married and I want 7 kids.
The parliament now is trying to solve the problems that are in the past and not focusing more on the problems that are most likely to affect us in the future.
Just imagine massive shuttle trains linking Gauteng to the main export hubs in Durban. How much economic growth and world-class infrastructure will it bring?
2055 is a long way to go, but really, what have we achieved now? What accomplishments can we say that we've done? No questions asked.
Let's take, for instance, apartheid era. It never ended overnight. But because they had a vision, and because they knew where they were going, and because they supported each other, look at where we are today. We are free and we can walk anywhere we want to.
All as young people are asking is that those people who are at the top level, the ministers, the governors, the mayors, they have to remember one thing, that the reason why they are there on top is because of the majority of the people that voted for them to be there.
In the first debate of Basa Tutorial versus JPI, the winner on 588 points, JPI. On 577 points, Freedom College. Providence versus New Model. On 519 points, New Model.
I think Parliament in 2055 will be quite different because there'll be the younger generation, people like us, who aim to actually develop this country and who are passionate about the law, who want to make and prove that justice can make a difference in South Africa.